Oh my God, there is so much to study. I just wish I had a lot less to study. I want to have a lot of fun and spend lesser time burying my head in my books. How do I stop getting stressed about my studies? How can I stop my parents from breathing down my neck, forcing me to study? And also, how can I be free from worries while facing my teachers? And this is what most of the students want. So, what do you do? Hi, my name is Latha, an International Coaching Federation certified success coach and a certified NLP master practitioner. And I will tell you how to make your wish come true and how to get the most of your available time to achieve better grades in your school or college. Most students find it completely overwhelming to manage their studies. But I also know a lot of others who have all the fun they want and yet they manage to do really well in their studies. This made me think, what caused the stress? Was it how much there was to study, or was it the lack of time to complete their studies? If either of them was true, how is it that some students never complain about either of them? How are they able to spend time with their friends and yet study well enough that their parents are no longer worried about them? How are they able to face their teachers with confidence and never hide from their teachers all the time? And how is it that they do not pin their hopes only on a few topics to pass their exams? Here are my top tips on how to make your studies and your life a lot easier. Before we move ahead, subscribe to our channel, simple as that, so you can receive all the information you need to make your student life a lot easier. First, you need to know the big why. Why should you study? To gain knowledge, it is as simple as that. Some unreasonable people think that talent is far more important to succeed. And they will point out that people like Bill Gates and others did not even study but made it big in their life. And so, having a degree does not make much difference to your life. That is not entirely true. Yes, it is great to have talent, but knowledge is just as important. If you came over to watch this video, it means that you are looking to learn something, right? What if all you heard was flowery language but did not have anything valuable for you? Would it be of any use? That is how it would be, no matter how talented you are, no matter how well you can communicate or how good a leader you can become. If you have very little or no knowledge about the field that you're in, you are never going to gain anything, and nor are you going to gain the respect that you deserve. So, it is as simple as that. If you want to have a great career ahead of you, you need to gain knowledge to excel in your field. Knowledge is what made Bill Gates rich and successful. Dropping out from college wasn't what made him rich. By the way, I have an entire video explaining this in detail, and you can check out the link in the description. So, the more knowledge you have, the more it will help you build a better career. Having a better career will help you earn more money. Earning more money will lead you to have a much better lifestyle. A better lifestyle would mean better health, lower levels of stress, and a lot of happiness. And all this will help you realize you are successful in your life, and the emotion of success is something you cannot explain. Trust me, without knowledge, you will only be approaching your exams with your fingers crossed, hoping that the few questions you know the answers to should appear in the exams. Now that you know, focusing on your studies will help you gain the knowledge you need. Let me tell you how to go about it. Avoid distraction. Avoiding distraction is the first and the foremost you need to do, so you can get the most out of the time you set for your studies. Distractions will not only reduce your concentration levels, but also use up valuable time. Distractions can come in all forms, but for most, the biggest distraction happens to be technology. Technology can be awesome. Your gizmos are a great source of entertainment and communication. Mobiles, iPads, iPods have made our life a lot easier. Can you imagine how difficult it must have been in the earlier days to connect with our friends and loved ones? How do you think we would have known what is happening around us if it were not for the technological leap that we've had? Even learning things would be far more difficult without all the tech around us. Now, learn to live with your gadgets. Set aside some time for your play, your social media, and other forms of entertainment, but when it is time to study, do not let your gizmos break your concentration. My work involves meeting people, helping them overcome their problems in their lives, helping them plan their careers, and guide people to help them achieve their goals. And in the middle of all this, I like making useful videos and vlogs so I can share some of my learnings with everyone. Like everyone else, I love my gizmos too. What I do not do is overuse them. Like everyone else, I love to check what is happening on social media. I like to connect with my family and friends or just chill for a while scrolling down on Instagram. But when I work, my prime focus is my work and I keep all my distractions away. The biggest mistake students make is that they let their gadgets become a distraction in their lives by not learning to live with it. Learn to figure out what distracts you and find a way to sidestep them. Make your studies your prime focus. Set aside time for your play, your gadgets, your social media and friends so you can have all the fun you want. In the same way, set aside time for your studies and do not let anything or anyone interfere during that time. If you find it hard to not look at your phone, keep it away from your reach, far away from where you can study. Now, next on the list of distractions could be some of your friends. Friends are always fun to hang out with. They are great at helping you identify how good you might be at something. And friends are the ones who always support you and be there when you need them. But if they do anything that takes your focus away from your studies, you have to find a way to deal with them. Getting on long calls that lead nowhere or constantly having conversations complaining about studies, talks of how what we are studying is of no use, or how someone who did not even study is a millionaire today. Now, moaning about how we should be having fun and not studying, instead we are being burdened by studies, are all worthless conversations. These conversations are not what you want to be doing with your friends. Now, do not get me wrong. I am not asking you to become a loner and stop talking to all your friends. Neither am I telling you to only think of your studies and do nothing else. All that I am suggesting is for you to choose friends who are supportive and who share the same goals and the same attitude as you. Stay away from negative people and negative conversations. All it will do is create a negative pattern of thinking in your life. And once these negatives take shape, you will begin to see only negatives in everything. This sort of mindset can become really hard to change, and it will only lead you to a disaster. To learn why it is important to have good friends, check out my video about making better friends, and the link is in the description below. The next set of distraction could be your family. Your parents can become a distraction. You might find it hard to cope with their pressures or handle their comparisons and their expectations. Some parents expect their children to study all the time so they get better marks than some other kid that they are aware of. Two things here. First, it is important to understand why they forced you, and second is how to deal with it all. The main reason why your parents pressurize you is they feel you are not giving enough attention to your studies. Now, you do not want to prove them right by getting low grades, do you? Low grades are a proof that the parents are looking for, and that makes them feel they are totally right in asking you to study for longer hours. They are putting their hard-earned money to help you secure a good future, aren't they? So, they will feel completely entitled to advise you. And more than the money, it is the dream of seeing you have a safe, secure, and a happy future that drives them to advise you. And if they feel their advice isn't being taken, they would either increase the intensity of their pressure to turn to other methods to get you to study, or they will increase their volume. And sometimes this will go to a point where they will begin to sound harsh. So, how do you handle this? Just begin to do well in your studies and they will back off. Once they get a feeling that you are taking your studies seriously and performing well enough, they will realize that they do not have to be on your back all the time. Simple, isn't it? But what if they still don't get satisfied and continue with their old ways of pressurizing you? First thing, do not get angry. Talk to them. Let them know what you are doing and how you are planning your studies. Tell them you are confident of getting good grades, and most importantly, back it up with the right results. Do not shy away from telling your parents that their approach towards you is not helping you, but it is pulling you down. Share your schedules. Tell them when you are going to be studying, how you would like them to support you, and most importantly, what you find demotivating from their end. Now, if for some reason you are not able to get the right results, be sure to understand what went wrong and how you can avoid the mistake in the future. Reach out to your parents or teachers if you need help with your studies. As long as they see an effort and a will to do well, they will be supportive. Okay, now that you know how to avoid distraction from various sources, what next? How do you approach the enormous amount of topics you need to cover? Here is how you scale the mountain of your syllabus. Break down your syllabus into small, manageable parts. Just set yourself a reasonable amount of time for one topic and try to cover it in the time you set for it. Do not think of how many more topics lies ahead. All you need to do is to focus on what you have to cover on that particular day. Create a schedule. Set a time frame for what you need to study and how much time you would like to accomplish it in. This would be time consuming at first, but it will help you divide your time judiciously among everything you need to study. As you complete one topic after another, you will start to gain a lot of confidence in yourself. Every step you cover and achieve will serve as a motivation to move forward. Every topic you will cover will be a victory for you, and this is the way you should start looking at it. This approach will make your life a lot easier because when you look at your book the next time, you will no more be seeing one big book, but you will see it as a collection of small chapters that you can master one at a time. As far as the schedule goes, you do not have to have a perfect one from the start. You can always fine-tune it till you find what works for you. Some people like to rise early, some people like to stay up late. Find out when is the best, where you are able to concentrate, when is your grasping power at the peak. Find out what works best for you and adhere to it. The most important thing to keep in mind though is that a great schedule is of no use if you are not going to stick with it. Once you set yourself a schedule, you need to make it a regular habit. You cannot treat it like how some people treat their workouts. Some people will follow a routine regularly for a few days, post their progress on social media, and then the people at the gym will never get to see them again. Do not become like that. You do not want to go back to your old ways and live with all the problems again. When your family and friends see you approach your studies in a systematic manner, they will understand that you do not need someone breathing down your neck, forcing you to study. The distractions will stop, and so will the pressure from your end. You never know, you might end up being a motivation for some of your friends to get better at their studies as well. You will change the way everyone looks at you, and you will change the way you look at your studies. Once your mindset changes, in addition to the confidence it will give you towards completion of your studies, it will make you realize that studies are not as difficult as it may seem or as what you had assumed it to be. So, go on and work towards what you have learned now and put this into practice, because this is what will give you the results you seek. No more crossing your fingers during exams or during your results. You will become one confident individual who knows the results even before it gets published. Now, if you are looking for any specific support regarding your studies, like helping you increase your concentration levels, your memory power, or helping you cope with the stress levels, especially during your exams, you can get in touch with me. I am a neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner, and I can teach you some tried and tested techniques that are designed to help you increase your concentration levels, help you retain everything you study so that you spend less time studying things over and over. This will lead you to achieve the grades that would help you get into top colleges, and most importantly, prevent you and your family from stressing about your studies. The contact link is in the description below. And remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos.